Sir Richard Curzon left Lady Finch's Christmas ball unexpectedly early. It had been Christmas Eve since the stroke of midnight, and in the whole of London could be heard the sounds of revelry. But Richard walked alone toward Hyde Park, heading toward his own home down Park Lane. He had this uncomfortable feeling something was going to happen to him tonight. He had left his betrothed dancing in the ballroom, and she had been none too pleased with his sudden departure, and showed it by flittering off to another partner with a good riddance air. Richard had fought long and hard to win Isabel, the Scottish beauty, but although he still loved her, was beginning to doubt their suitability. He had begun to see a side of her none of his rivals had. She could be flirtatious, capricious, selfish, and untruthful, and these traits had rubbed a little of his happiness away, and was beginning to have doubts about the wisdom of making her his wife. Suddenly Richard paused. Something made him whirl about swiftly. He had a strong feeling that he was being followed, but all he saw was the line of carriages and the coachman on the curbside laughing jovially while they whiled away the long hours waiting for the ball to end. His instincts, however, told him someone was there. The sound of the ball began to dwindle, but he heard a new sound. A travel-stained post-chaise turned the corner from Park Lane, driving toward him at the sort of weary trot that told of a long, arduous journey. The yellow-jacketed postboy scanned the houses until he saw number 44 and pulled to a halt only a few yards in front of Richard. He hastened forward to open the carriage door and assist the two women inside, a rather elderly maid and a young woman in a hooded crimson velvet cloak. As he extended his white-gloved hand to help her out, she slipped her fingers from the warm depths of his swan-down muff to accept his hand. The smell of lily of the valley drifted over him, a perfume that evoked past memories of a lost love. As she turned to thank him, the hood fell back to reveal a face he had never expected to see again. Diana? With a gasp, she stared at him with her magnificent green eyes. Richard! Still in love with the beautiful Diana, Richard only wanted to withdraw as quickly as possible. With a few bitter words, filled with rancor, and Richard strolled toward his home, while Diana held her gaze on the handsome man walking away. The two of them had fallen deeply in love, but Diana had made a decision to save her family, and that did not include marriage to a second son, who later had faced the death of his father, an older brother, and now was head of the family with the title and the wealth, but far too late. Now they both faced an uncertain future without one another. However, fate has a way of stepping in. Fate in the form of one callous and ruthless rival who decided until the day Richard and Isabel were wed, the temptress was fair game. One selfish Scottish temptress who would sell her soul for a higher title. One debauched duke, although married, thought nothing of tempting the alluring and illicit Isabel. One caring maid who knows the truth and will not allow her mistress to be thought less of by the haughty Sir Richard Curzon, and confronts him herself. This was my first read by Sandra Heath, and I did enjoy it. It is a Christmas short story and can be read in just about 2 hours. It was a bit unusual in that there were more dishonorable characters in a short story than expected, and that was surprising. I was left a bit wanting in that I would have liked to have known how the imperious Isabel reacted when her hopes of revenge on poor Curzon completely backfired, and what the notorious Duke's actual intentions were. However, for a short story, which usually always leaves some loose ends, this one was a good one. I give it an A, and the Heat rating is a 1.